Did you know that each year approximately 620.5 million ransomware attacks happen from hackers? Here to give us some cybersecurity tips is Charlie Regan, the Capability Expansion Orchestrator at Nerds on Site. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. So, wow, that is a lot of attacks that happen. And I'm sure that people think that their software and their data is up to date where they're not prone to get those attacks, but actually they are. So let's start off by sharing about Nerds on Site so we can get an understanding of your business.
Sure. We're in the technology business, but in the care and feeding and security of technology inside our client's environment. So whether it's a SOHO, an SME, or a corporate enterprise, our job is to make certain that nobody takes your stuff.
Yeah.
Criminals, cyber criminals especially, only make money when they get your data out of your system and into their hands. And that's the real issue. Most folks, this is a very old expression now in this reasonably new arena of cybercrime. Mm-hmm. There are two kinds of people in the world: those who are breached and know it, and those who are breached and don't know it.
Right.
The real, I don't mean to raise alarm bells or any such thing, but the internet that we all travel on, about 15% of that internet is the one that people traditionally travel on using their browsers, Brave and Chrome and whatever. 85% of the internet is called the dark web. And the dark web is populated by cyber criminals who aggregate, repackage, orchestrate, and sell data.
Wow.
Including yours and mine.
Right.
They find it all over the place. For most of us, we don't necessarily believe that we're at risk, but our information is in hospital databases, in government databases, in online shopping databases, all of whom have been breached. That's why when you go on to a site called Have I Been Pawned, you'll find out that, in fact, your personal identifying information is there. It has been breached. And it's for sale on the dark web, anywhere from $2.50 to $2,500.
Wow.
It's remarkable. So
yes.
it's really a challenge to make sure that we understand it's here. And it's not going away. It's very real.
It is real. And you make a very interesting point, because sometimes people think that they are actually the ones getting hacked, or they're the ones that's getting breached personally on their devices. But you are saying, it's the other places. It's the bigger companies that hold your information for a variety of reasons, for important reasons, but maybe their security isn't the way it should be. And so as consumers, as we are using the internet, what can we do to help protect our data?
The number one thing you can do is something called multi-factor authentication. That means when you go on a site, you make certain that it's a two-step process, not just your password. A frightening article was released yesterday that claims 95% of all passwords can be determined by AI-enabled cybercrime organizations just by the sound of your typing. They don't have to get it anywhere else. So your password is quite important, and you can't have the same password for everything.
Right.
You need to change it, and you need multi-factor, which means there are times when you go on your banking software or you go online to your bank and it sends a text to you and you have to punch in a 6-number text. That's multi-factor authentication. Just means that there are 2 steps to make certain that you can't be breached quickly or easily.
Yes. And so So we talked about us personally as consumers and how we protect ourselves. What about the corporations? What about the businesses who may be breached? What can they do to kind of lessen that threat that's on their systems?
Right. Well, incident response is what happens when a company experiences a breach. And that means all devices have to now be sectioned off and they have to be cleansed. There are lots of different technology terms for that kind of thing, but quite literally, it's taking an acid bath, making certain that this particular device is now clean and clear.
Right.
We had a company with operations in 4 countries, 5 plants, and they had 3,600 devices, about 250 servers. And we just happened to be, by happenstance, called in the night that they had ransomware triggered on their devices. And that means you get a screen with a skull and crossbones or some such thing. And now they're inside your system and they're trying desperately to make money from you. But again, what they do is they ransom your data. And companies have had this. Some of them are sticking to the law and they're reporting it, but many do not.
Yeah.
And that's why all of our stuff is already out there on the dark web. But once they are hit, they have to cleanse their devices to make certain that there are no cyber criminal bots inside their system. And again, they make money by getting your data out. And many, in fact, the vast majority of major cyber software companies, they find ways to prevent another breach. What we've done with Nerds on Site is we have a patented process called "Don't Talk to Strangers," and it's literally basic principles. With our children, first thing we tell them when we let them go on the street, don't talk to strangers.
Right.
So we go into a company, we'll take a look, and we'll show them what we call data drip. Here's data that's going out of your system right now to these 17 countries. Do you have clients, suppliers, or trusted associates in any of those countries? And if they don't, then we close the data drip. Our protection is not defensive, it's offensive. We just don't let anything out. We call it sovereign data custody. Whatever your data is, it's your liquid gold, it's your possession. We just don't let it go anywhere but a place where you said it's okay for it to go.
Wow.
There are 2 different approaches. One is defensive and one is offensive. And we have chosen and patented our offensive process so that, in fact, nothing goes anywhere you don't allow it to go.
Right. That's so important. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Charlie, for sharing that information and giving us a sneak peek into some of the future technology ways that hackers are actually using our information. So we appreciate that. And we look forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you so much. Take care, Jim. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Bye now.
And if you would like more information about Nerds on Site, we'll have their website listed below. And make sure you change your passwords and make them strong. We'll be right back.